Hello, hello, hello. I have a matching flower matching my jacket today. It's kind of chilly right now, so it was warmer yesterday. I wanted to wear the tank top today, but then it got too cold. So, but I picked this rhododendron. This is the rhododendron. Okay. Lovely. This is gorgeous. This is the lightest shade pink. There are several different types of pink rhododendron flowers that we have. I eat about 1 to 2 of those pitchers. Pitcher, I don't know, glass shape almost. Eat about 2 of those per day. It tastes good. It tastes very refreshing. There's limonene, limonene or something is in it. That is also in citrus fruits. There are tannins in it, which is in needle trees. Different chemical elements are in this flower naturally. They smell amazing. I even have a rhododendron absolute oil, natural essential oil. You can make creams with it and stuff. And you can make your own. So the way I would do it is I would lay them out onto a towel into the sun, let them dry. Takes, I don't know, I would, just to be safe, leave them out there for 3 weeks or 4, and then you can grind them a little bit or cut them and chop them up in pieces and grind them in a hand grinder thing, which I have, a marble hand grinder. It's very nice. And then you can put those into a jar that has a carrier oil in it, like olive oil, canola oil, and you let them sit in there in that oil and let the oil pick up all its natural rhododendron oils that are in the plant. After the water has evaporated out of the petals, then it leaves behind the carbon and its own oils, and the oils get then hooked onto the carrier oil molecules, and so that's how the carrier oil will infuse itself with the essential plant oils for whatever plant you will put into it. Dried plant, the carrier oil will dock itself onto the essential oils, even if they are mono or multi unsaturated oils, whatever type of oils are in this naturally, it will dock onto the carrier oil. And that's how an infusion is made, and that's how an absolute is made. So it's very time consuming. There's a lot of work that goes into this, of course. That's why they're expensive. Rhododendron fragments viruses. Okay, so whatever virus you might pick up, you eat 2 of these per day. That will definitely help. But I also make tea with this. It's the flowers and with the leaves. This is how they look. There are some caterpillars that are eating those. There may be some caterpillar eggs on this. And I've seen one caterpillar in action yesterday. They eat holes into the leaves. But I highly recommend to people to keep everything natural in the garden. Never, ever, ever, ever use any chemicals. Yeah, this is very, very important. This is infinitely important. There are bugs that eat caterpillars. For example, ladybugs. You can buy ladybugs. They sell them in jars, which is kind of cruel. I don't know. But I guess they probably have air holes or something. But it's still cruel because they're all cramped together. But I think you can grow ladybugs yourself. You can cultivate them. But it's better to release a lot of ladybugs, like 1,000 or 10,000 ladybugs into the garden. It's better for the ecosystem, than any of these other things than any kind of chemical that they sell in hardware stores. It should be illegal. Roundup is illegal in Europe for a reason. It's glyphosate. It's highly toxic. Okay. Never ever use that on anything. If you have that, bring it to the hazardous waste facility and let them dispose of it. Never ever 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 use this. Never ever use glyphosate, Roundup, or any kind of herbicide, pesticide, rodenticide, any kind of those pesticides, any kind of those chemicals. Never use any of those toxic chemicals. Keep your garden biodynamic, organic, natural. Okay, very important. And this plant dismantles viruses. There's a scientific report on Google. You can read it for yourself. Rhododendron has dismantled, fragmented HIV, and that's a very tough virus. It fragmented it, rendered it harmless. Okay. Out externally and internally in organisms. Okay, so that is fantastic. And it has gotten rid of many, many other types of viruses, flu viruses. I don't know about the SARS viruses, but I'm sure it does. And there were studies done in India at universities as well as United States. Rhododendron is part of the plants used in the Ayurveda medicine in India. Okay. Very powerful medicinal plant. And I eat this and drink the tea from it every single day. And it seems to also be very relaxing on the nerves. So it's very nice. So I highly recommend this to people. I was just watching a bunch of Owen Cook's videos, and I am absolutely impressed with this man and with his work, with his energy that he radiates out. It is absolutely impressive and touching. It touched me to tears. After watching a couple of his videos, there's a lot of information in those videos. And I absolutely enjoy listening to his voice and the way he speaks, the energy, the choice of words also, the friendliness. He meets people where they are, he goes over to them. He reaches his hand out and says, "Come here, I take you by the hand." That is something I don't do. I meet people in somewhere at the Orion Nebula, and then I wonder why people don't see or hear what I say. I'm somewhere out there at the Orion Nebula in my mind. And then no one can hear me, no one can see me because I'm so far away. Energetically and mentally. Usually. It doesn't resonate. What I say. It just doesn't resonate. And I only have myself to blame for that. Yeah, I have no one else to blame for that. Could be an unconscious choice, it could be totally unconscious. It could be a little bit conscious. It could be a little bit deliberate. It could be just because of not being present, or it's some kind of, it comes out of some kind of unconscious feeling of, I don't need anyone, which is bullshit, because obviously we all need each other. That's pretty obvious. My husband, he took me out of LA and moved us farther away into nature, which is great, but in the beginning I still had a few friends, and whoever I made friends with he didn't like, and vice versa, and so we ended up in complete isolation. And he thinks it's okay, but I know his body doesn't think that, because every time we meet someone, he starts clinging to that person and doesn't want to let go, doesn't want to leave. So obviously he needs this contact desperately. He needs a woman desperately. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He needs a girlfriend, okay? Yeah, that's how it is. But he brought himself into this isolation. with big old grandma. Anyway, you guys take care. Bye.